Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today we're just going to do a tour of basically an update on the bison gardens and chickens. Uh, I think the last chicken video I did was showing my Rhode Island Reds, my young ones, and we'll start off with the garden and then we'll go to the chicken coop, and I'll show you how I'm trying to transition the two Rhode Island Reds into our flock. We almost lost one yesterday, Brittany. We almost lost her. I have cameras up on all around my house. I got all four corners covered, and you see another one right there. Well, I was sitting in there watching TV, and I looked down at my monitor, and there was a chicken sitting right here, and there was three of them around it, and pretty much staying in contact with them, I guess, to comfort them. I don't know what the hell they were trying to do, but it looked to me like they were trying to comfort Brittany. Well, I come out here and she was laying right here on her side, her feet facing that way, and I thought she was dead. So I come out here and I seen a feather move, so I reached down and petted her, and I should have got a picture or video of it, but she just seemed loopy. Well, I think what she did was got a hold of my electric fence. So, needless to say, I have changed my times for turning on the chicken or the electric fence. And the reason I have the electric fence is to protect my tomato plants. I'm not really worried about these three plants over here. I've got four of them right here. I don't eat that many tomatoes, so basically all I'm doing is just raising, just so I can say I raised tomatoes. I mean, I don't really do a whole lot of eating on tomatoes simply because I have acid reflux real bad, and tomatoes are not great. However, I do eat tomatoes. I just have to deal with the repercussions once I've ate them. But we're finally getting flowers on them. Right there. Oh, I just knocked that one off. It just fell off right in my hand. Well, that's not good. I better not touch them no more. I come in here from time to time and get rid of some of the suckers. I do have one right there that got a little out of control. Let me knock that one off of there. That one got big. I didn't see that one before. But, you know, you got these suckers down in here that you got to pull off. And that allows, I guess that allows the rest of it to grow a little bit better, because it's not taking nutrients to supply a sucker. I guess that's why they call them a sucker. Well, they are a sucker. They suck the life out of it. Alright, so then we've got two watermelons, one right there, one right there, and then we got two cucumbers. Now, to look at these, you would think that I planted that one last and this one first. Well, that's not the case. I planted them at the exact same time. But something came in here and ate the leaves off of that whole side and pretty much stunted its growth. So I keep it watered, and hopefully it'll catch up to that one. But we've already got flowers on it, so that means we got cucumbers getting ready to grow. So it'll be a couple weeks before we start seeing cucumbers, maybe a week, I don't know. This is my first time with cucumbers. So then we'll go around to my project. I seen something on my aunt's house one time that had, she had all these morning glories growing up strings, going up and down on her front porch. And when it was in full bloom and filled the whole thing up, it just looked like a, you just enclosed your porch with a natural netting. And it brought in hummingbirds and stuff like that. And every time you sat on her porch, you'd have a hummingbird fly this far in your face. And that's a little nerve-wracking, having a hummingbird with a pointed beak weapon on the front of them and flying at you at an enormous rate of speed. Your reflexes hit before theirs does, because they know what they're doing, but you don't know what they're doing. They never really hit you, but there's always that possibility. So what I've set up here is I took some of those signposts that was given to me, and I just made some hooks to go in it because I ran out of the screw-in hooks. My chickens are underneath there right now. They're under here, you can hear them. But I put eye bolts here, but I ran out. I was 6 short. So I took some nail-in tent posts and made them so that they hooked into the holes, as you can see. And this way I can move it anywhere I want, easily. So I just tied a string to the end here and just went up and down, and put screws up there every foot apart. Now I tried a foot apart, and we'll see how full it makes it. It looks like it might fill up pretty good. I have to keep redirecting these. For the most part, I've got this one here is finally doing what it's supposed to do. This one's doing what it's supposed to do. I sure would love, which I probably have to do, is I have to take and change this, because there's actually 2 runs coming off of this, and both of them are climbing the same line. So I may have to go in here and unwrap this one and then wrap it to this one so that it grows both of them. So that'll be tonight's activity when it cools down. It's just been so unbelievably hot. Now you notice that I have a baby and 3 more babies, because something came out here, a rabbit I think, and don't worry, I won't have a problem with him no more. Kept coming in here and eating the tops off of it and leaving just a stump. So I had to replant those. So I just made these little, and I'd like to have some more of this stuff, man, but man, they want $60 for like 25, 50 feet, something like that. And I'd like to have some more of that to make some bigger cages to put around these. But it kind of protects them from the rabbits. So I'll leave them on there until they get about this big right here. Now to get them to trail, you have to actually help them trail. And I see a sneaker over here trying to sneak into somebody else's place. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know what the heck happened here. We got 2 of them running together here. But you see this one right here, coming over here? The little bastard's trying to take over somebody else's trail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this down through here, just like so. And then I'm going to take and wrap that around this one. Although the other one is wrapped around it, I'm hoping that I can keep an eye on it and make sure it stays going up this one, because there ain't nothing on it, but there is some on this one. So it's not one of those things you can just plant it, let it grow, and it'll do its thing. If you don't monitor them and redirect their path, they'll just grow wild everywhere. So I'm sure that once I get it started, then they'll go up just fine. But I just took this one off, and I'll take this off once they get taller than the screen. And then I will take, this was leaning out this way, so I'll just take the leaf and put it in there and trap it so that it holds it to it, close enough to it so that when it grows, it has no choice but to grow up, because they're looking for something to grow and cling to. Let's see, we got another one here that's acting crazy. Let's take and change your direction. So now once this fills in, I'm hoping it gives me a nice little canopy over. Oh man, that just made me dizzy. This heat is unbelievable. I also wanted to show something else here. Anybody that knows that that is a watermelon plant. Well, let me tell you the story on that watermelon plant. When I first started gardening in this, in front of the house here, I had tomatoes over there, and I had my electric fence around here, which I soon took down and put back here because I wanted to move them. And I had a honeydew growing on a bed frame that I had put there to make like a net or something for them to grow on. And then I had 3 watermelons over here, and it wasn't planted right there either. I had one planted there every third of the way. I planted one in the center, one over there, and one over there. This one here is 2 foot from where I had, because I planted them right at this pole right here. So that's about 2 foot over to the left of where the last plant that I took out, because they just didn't do very well. First of all, I had a bad start, or a late start on planting. I was quite a few months behind on planting my plants, and they really didn't do a whole lot. So I went ahead and planted all these morning glories and made all that up, and I noticed that was growing. I did not replant none, and that's been a year, something like that, maybe 8 months, 9 months, something like that. But I did not replant it. Once the vines got old and all the melons was off of it, I just pulled them up out of the ground, throwed them out on the burn pile around back. And I don't know how this one got here. I did not replant, so I don't know. Apparently that seed stayed dormant until the sun came out and warmed everything up. So it's a mystery why that's that way. So I went and ran some water hoses around from the side of the house, one over here to the rain barrel. That way I can water all this stuff up front. Well, then I also keep chicken waterers around here. I've got these peppered all around the yard, and you'll see them as we go along. I got that one, and let's see if we can see our girls. I'm gonna check on Brittany. She got her ass handed to her by a freaking electric fence. What y'all doing underneath there? Huh? See them up back in there? You see the shadow? But they like to stay underneath this front porch. I don't know why. Oh my God, this heat is terrible. And I put valves on it just for safety purposes, so that it would also make it easier for me to change a hose or take a hose off. I have plenty of places to turn off my water. So I can turn it off here, 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 or at the end of each one of my water hoses. Because I bought a 4-pack of these things right here, these valves. And 2 of them are on this end, and 2 of them are on the other end of the water hose. And I just paid like $50 for this hose, and it's 100 foot. And I just run it around here, and yes, I can mow and not hit my hose. And then I just run it around here and up around there, because everywhere it's at, I don't get that close to with the mower. And then I just rolled up on my trailer. But anyway, we have another one of those waterers right here. And I like this waterer because I've never seen a jar that looked like that. It's square. It's got checkers in it, or squares. I thought that was a pretty cool jar. Couldn't find no more like that, but that is a pretty jar, so hopefully they don't break it. All right, so they get to free range all this, and they like to spend a lot of time underneath the wood shop, and they like to be in front under the porch, or if I'm out here throwing bread out, they like to hang out right there. I give them a slice of bread amongst all 10 of them, and whoever gets it, whoever doesn't, doesn't. Sorry about their bad luck. I really don't like giving my bread to the chickens because that's my food. So, but anyway, Brittany is acting a little strange since she got zapped. I've seen them get zapped before. One of my Plymouth Rocks had reached up there and grabbed a hold of it to peck a bug and lit her up, and she flopped all over the place away from it and ran, and all the rest of them got excited. And it was funny. I didn't realize it would do that, what it did to Brittany, because then Brittany got it, and she ain't been right since. So when I let them out this morning, Brittany went over there and went underneath the rocks while all the rest of them went over to the house. That's their hangout over there. And I like it because it gets rid of all the bugs and the beetles and all that stuff, because they'll eat every damn one of them. However, I do see, I don't know how this is happening, but I've noticed for the last 3 days that beetles have been getting into my water. This one here in particular. I haven't seen any in the other ones yet, but I just keep these out just for reassurance that they are getting plenty of water. And then we got the inside of the chicken coop here, where I have made another one of these waterers, and they last a long time, simply because they're free range. And yes, they use this, they just use it very little, because most of the time, I mean, they're next to a creek. They can just go walk down there and drink water, and it's healthier for them. So I mean, this creek goes all the way down around there, then it goes over on that side. I'm surrounded by nothing but a creek, or I'm divided from everybody else by a creek. So they got plenty of places to get water. So then we made this trough, and they eat less food now, I've noticed, because ever since I started letting them out, they will eat out of this until I get up, because I'm usually not up till 2 hours after they come out the door, because that door is set to open at 8 a.m. and then they can come out here. Well, I don't get up till 10:30, 11 o'clock. And I think I got company coming in here. My landlord just got him a new truck. Is he stopping here? No. Oh, I just heard a hawk. Girls, y'all better run. Yeah, we got a hawk around here. I've been stalking him, but he's been stalking my chickens. All right, so now let's go in and I'll show you how I'm trying to transition the chickens, or the babies, to the adults. Every time I try to put them down in front of them, they like to go after the babies and chase them around and peck on them. So what I'm doing, I'll show you. They're here somewhere. Where y'all at? Huh? Where are they hiding? They must be on the other side of the box here. But what I do, after they have eaten out of their trough, I'll go ahead and lock this door here. And that way it gives the chicks the run of the outer and the inner chicken coop. So we'll go in here and look at them and show you how big they've gotten. It won't be long that they'll be a part of the flock and hopefully running around with the rest of them. So let me shut this door. And there they are. What y'all girls doing, huh? What you doing? Come here. Come here. These here will actually let me pick them up with no problem. And ain't she pretty? Ain't you pretty? There you go. And I'll just open their brooder and leave the lid open and put their feeder out here and their waterer out here. And that way it gives them a run of the chicken coop and get used to it. I mean, they're used to the coop, but they're used to the inside of that cage. So I'm trying to transition them, and I left that door open so that they can go out and experience the outside. I may end up, I keep hearing something. What am I hearing? I keep hearing something. I hope there ain't nothing around me that I'm not seeing, like a snake. Sounds like something moving around over there. Who knows, maybe there's a snake down in one of them frickin' cracks. But they're almost big enough to go with the flock. But when I let them out this morning into the area, I made sure I left all the big chickens in here while I did that so I can see how they reacted. So that was the second time that I tried to introduce them, and one of the Plymouth Rocks and one of the black ones went after them and chased them over here and pecked at them and stuff. I know that they're establishing their pecking order, but I'm trying to keep that down to a minimum. And trust me, when you come in your chicken coop, make damn sure you do poop patrol on the bottom of your foot, because I got a piece of big old poop stuck to the bottom of my shoe. See? Damn it. They are the shittiest damn things I ever seen in my life. But we also started some morning glories on the chicken coop. One of them didn't make it, apparently. I had one over there so it would grow up that one, but we're just now starting to get them to go up. and they don't get as much water as the other ones do because I don't have a hose down here. But that is my update on the chicken coop. And I've been looking online at what are chickens versus electric fences. I don't see a whole lot on that. I just see where people buy the Premier One fence netting, electric fence netting. I'm not really interested in that. I was basically wanting to see if it could kill my chicken. So basically what I'm going to do is from now on, when I go to let them out, I turn the fence off during the day, and then when I put them in on my way back from the chicken coop, I'll just go over here and flip my switch up here. Yeah, it looks like a damn rat's nest, but it's okay. Get out of here, wasp. But that's what I use for a fence around my tomatoes. Now, I have actually seen where this one's getting a little close. If it touches that, it will actually burn it off. And I wasn't even pointing in the right direction. If this touches that fence, it will cut it in half and burn it off. It did that on one of my other plants. But there is my update on the chicken coop and garden. And let's go say bye to the ladies. I got 10 of them and 2 babies in the chicken coop, so that puts me back at 12. I did get rid of one of them. She had a crossbeak and she's already died. I gave her to a friend of mine, and she really liked that chicken, and it didn't last long. 2 weeks, it starved to death. And I knew that was going to happen, but I thought she was going to feed it, hand feed it, but who wants to do that? I wouldn't want to do it, so I sure wouldn't want to have to do it myself. All right, here we go. See, they all hang out under here. Can't show them off very well if they stay hidden. Usually they follow me around. I see Lucy up there, and they'll stay underneath there. They're not very tame. They don't let me touch them. The only time I can touch them is if they're shocked and out of their mind, apparently. But let's see, where is Brittany? Where you at, Brittany? Huh? No, I ain't talking to you, I'm talking to Brittany. Where's Brittany? Brittany is right there by that pole on the left. Right behind the one walking towards us. That's Brittany. She seems to be doing okay now, but she acted like she wanted to be a loner this morning. She got underneath that big rock, and all the rest of them come up here, and I'm getting dizzy. I feel like I'm gonna black out from this heat. It's been so hot, it's been making my stomach sick to death. But here they are. And they're getting pretty big. And Brittany's probably not, no, she came, she's coming. There's Brittany right there. She seems to be doing all right. Yep, she stumbled there. And them black ones, they got some pretty green tint to them. And there's Rose. Is that everybody? Yep, that's everybody. Anyway, I guess that's their way of saying goodbye. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Later.